The Terran ambassador Terence Howley stood head held high as he was called to the defense in the show trial. It was a sham, and every delegate knew it, but the ruling triumvirate saw Terran's actions as disputive, unruly, and unbefitting their status quo. The Big Three, as humans called them, were each an example of the universe reinventing crabs, an evolutionary phenomenon known as the carcinization. To the Terrans, they were just crabs that were too big for their whatever crabs wear. Do crabs wear breeches, pants, robes? Wouldn't that be like wearing a top? Terrans put aside thoughts of crab fashion. The triumvirate saw themselves as the ultimate authority among galactic peace signatories. They had the most worlds, the most guns, and the biggest claws. In claw-swinging contest, they'd win every time. Anyhow, as per triumvirate law, a jury trial of 12 species delegates was to decide the fate of one of Terra's new friends. Not a client state, no. Friends, allies, and economic partners, favoring, often adorable, mammalian contacts, but shunning none. The Terrans had developed quite the blog inside the triumvirate, and for this show trial, what was the charge? Patent infringement. Yep. One of the new coming races, an adorable race of slightly scaly, otter-like people, the Denisovans, were on trial as, in the eye stalks of the Triumvirs, simply a bridge too far. They were to be made an example of in order to curtail the growth of the Terran bloc. The patent? FTL drives. And who did they allegedly steal them from? The Triumvirs. So when Terence found themselves called to defend his only slightly fluffy allies in open court, he knew the score. His witness on the stand, Denisovan Prime Minister, a 14-kilogram soaking wet Denisovan named Pritit, was agitated, but Terence had gone through too much pre-trial prep to let him shank this for his species. "Mr. Pritit," he began, "where did your species acquire blueprints or schematics or technical data for FTL travel? Any and all information for the manufacture of these drives?" Pritit spoke just above a human whisper. "In your year of 4556, an alien spacecraft crashed in our polar region. As far as we could tell, all biological organisms on board were deceased. We spent 40 of your human years reverse engineering the technology." "Minister, could you describe those biologicals in terms of the races present?" Terence probed. Pritit: "They were large, hooved, and appeared upon inspection to be Philorian, by my modern knowledge." Terence was just getting started. "No more from this witness, your honors?" He yielded to the prosecution. Terence called his second witness, really savoring this reveal. "I call Representative Gliders of the Philori to the stand." A venerable space camel lumbered up to the testimonial stand, chewing his cud lazily. Terence leapt onto him. "Representative, your people stole FTL technology from us, the Terrans, did you not?" The old specimen spat briefly to the side of the podium. "You mean that stupid rescue operation that was so sloppy you left half of your ships behind? Yes, of course we got it from you." Terence clarified. "Stole it, yes?" Gliders concurred in principle. "Took without asking, by right of salvage, yes." He sighed heavily. "Your people were sloppy, but truly helpful, no malice intended." "Understood. We maintain good relations nonetheless." Terence was so close. "Do you forgive the Denisovans their trespass in stealing your drive technology?" The aged space camel nodded. "No harm, no foul, as your humans phrase it." Terence beamed. "Excellent! And with your people, all is forgiven. With that leaves the final perpetrator of the intellectual property crime, Terra. You see, the Roswell incident was only the first triumvirate crash to make headlines. In the subsequent centuries, you, in your infinite wisdom, managed to crash land a starship on every inhabited world in the Sol system. We had enough parts to make 3 entire FTL drives. If anyone is guilty of direct infringement, it is Terra. The testimony today proves they stole what was already stolen. Your Honors, the defense moves to dismiss on the grounds of lack of injurious infringement on the part of the Denisovans. Terence Howley smiled and laid his challenge down. We, however, would gladly see Terra in this court for her crimes, just not the innocents. And I'd like to see you try.